You get ready for Memorial Day weekend, getting your burgers, you got your steaks, your hot dogs, your cold beers. Any cold Bud Light's going to be in that cooler? It doesn't look like it across America. Joining us now to talk about this Bud Light fiasco and the dismal return, or at least attempt, is an expert in branding and trust. He heads up a full-service marketing company and also the author of the book, Trust Signals, Brand Building in a Post-Truth World. Scott Baradell is here. Scott, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So the Bud Light story, very interesting. I would imagine this could be a great topic or even a course in marketing in colleges on what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how or why not they can't come back. Bud Light, they really blew it with the whole situation with the transgender. And their core went away. Goodbye. See you later. And now they're spending big bucks. They brought Peyton Manning in. They've done all kinds of different things. Even the Clydesdales tried to help. But Bud Light's still struggling. Too late?
Well, it's probably too late for them to try to go back and be the number one beer in America. I don't think that's going to happen again. What a lot of people don't realize is they were already on a trajectory to lose that spot. And the Dylan Mulvaney alignment was really part of an effort to attract younger beer drinkers that they were losing anyway, and it backfired and made them lose a lot of their base.
Well, when you're trying to attract younger beer drinkers, I get that. But when you use a transgender, which I guess represents, less than 1% of the population of young people? I mean, how many transgenders are there? I mean, aren't you alienating everybody else in other categories of potential beer drinkers?
Well, I think in the case of Bud Light's audience, that's definitely what happened. But keep in mind that every brand and their customer base is different. A lot of people don't realize that the same month that Bud Light did that promotion with Dylan Mulvaney, Nike promoted sports bras with Dylan Mulvaney. It didn't hurt Nike. It's just because it's a different audience, a different customer base, and Bud Light hadn't done its research.
Sports bras. I just don't get it. If you don't know your audience, you don't know your customer, you don't read the room, no wonder this exploded in Bud Light's face. Is it over for them? Are there too many other options in the beer world these days for Bud Light to consider even continuing to spend the millions that they are on trying to, bring life back to the brand?
I think they're going to continue to spend mainly to retain their customer base. I don't think they're going to try to regain the number one position. One reason for that is keep in mind that a sister beer, also owned by Anheuser-Busch, is Michelob Ultra. And that has already shown that it has greater appeal to younger beer drinkers, largely because they focus on kind of the active lifestyle pitch, and it's lower carbs, it's lower calories, and that's been a big reason why I think Anheuser-Busch has been kind of just acknowledging their number one light beer is becoming Michelob Ultra, and they're going to, I think, allow Bud Light to kind of be, to fade into the background a little bit, or just focus on its core rather than try to grow.
Yeah, I mean, the person that came up with the idea lost their job. I think that person's boss as well lost their job. It was a big snafu, obviously. But if you're a professor teaching a graduate class at a major university on marketing and branding, what's your lesson in this?
Well, it's pretty clear you gotta know your customer base today. Partly because people are so divided, as we all know, and people want their products, beers or otherwise, to align with their values, or certainly not feel like they're in opposition to their values. And if you research your customer base in advance, you're going to have a much better chance of not, having something like this blow up in your face, which is what happened in Bud Light's case. It's part of an effort to appeal to younger drinkers. They were already losing them, but they really just made things 10 times worse.
Yeah, I think they got sucked up into the social flow of the day and where things were at that particular few months in this nation. And should you be cautioned when you decide on a major brand being so susceptible to just a wave of something that may fade away in about a month or two?
Yeah, and I think in this case, what a lot of people don't realize is that Dylan Mulvaney, it wasn't just that he is transgender, it's that he was a political figure. I mean, he had met with Joe Biden. So if you allow your brand to, not only you could, for example, your brand can associate with sustainability and most people won't be offended. But if you specifically associate with climate change, it changes the equation. If you associate and say, hey, we're for diversity, fine. If you're for DEI, then you're hitting a political button. So you can get involved and have social values without, stepping on these landmines unnecessarily.
Yeah, landmines they are, no doubt. Excellent advice and some insights. Scott Baradell, the book, once again, Trust Signals, Brand Building in Post-Truth World, and an expert on branding and trust.